The elections were observed by international and local election organizations, and the results were upheld by the Kenyan Supreme Court.
Sentiments from US Ambassador to Kenya Meg Whitman during the opening ceremony of the Devolution Conference appeared to have rubbed Azimio leader Raila Odinga the wrong way.
You want to tell a rogue ambassador, leave Kenyans alone. If Mandamano can lead to a dialogue between Ichung'wah and Kalonzo, everything is good with Mandamano.
Odinga, who addressed the conference on Thursday, wants Whitman to keep quiet on domestic affairs of the country while terming the ambassador as rogue. Odinga is threatening to initiate an exit process for Whitman.
Tell the rogue ambassador, Kenya is not United States. Kenya is not a colony of the United States. Keep your mouth shut when you hear. Otherwise, we will call for your recall back to your country.
His sentiments would immediately after be countered by Kenya Kwanza governors.
It is unfortunate that the Prime Minister, former Prime Minister, would find her as rogue, as he has stated, and tell her to shut up. You'd expect that an ambassador who lives in Kenya, who is representing our country in Kenya, must, of necessity, support that country where she comes from.
Perhaps it's time for me to tell Mr. Odinga to shut up. Because if he had really heard what she presented, he would have seen that she is the best actually ambassador, not for the US to Kenya, but like a Kenyan ambassador.
She was our mirror. She is speaking on her own opinion, about her own opinion, and she has a right to that. And therefore, anyone to disparage such kind of statements just because they indicate that there was the fairest election in this country, I think is not right.
We must stand up for our country. We cannot wash our dirty linen. And anyway, facts are facts. What the ambassador said was backed by facts. She was able to bring up why she believes that this is the best destination.
We had a whole team of election observers in Kenya. The same verdict that came from local observers and international observers was that the election was the fairest of the elections that we have had as a country. And therefore, really, the ambassador was stating the obvious. Again, I agree with Methu that Raila then has to shut all of us and remains to be the only person talking in this country.
For a long time, Azimio has questioned the silence of diplomats in the brutality meted on the protesters during the cost of living demos allegedly perpetrated by the police. Odinga maintains that the 2010 constitution was a product of the demos.
That this katiba that we have is a product of Mandamano. And I also want to remind that if Mandamano can help families whose children were cheated or money being taken to Finland, there's nothing wrong with Mandamano.
The former Prime Minister's sentiments were echoed by Azimio allied leaders who attended the conference.
Kenyan politicians and diplomats have never taken such positions on American elections, imperfect and indecisive as they have been from the Bush-Al Gore to the Biden-Trump.
Our foreign friends and our foreign partners to get involved in those domestic conversations. We appreciate the support they have given us in the past, and what we are calling upon them is to continue to be consistent. Some of the rights that are being trampled upon in Kenya are rights that were borrowed from the US Constitution.
The opposition is questioning how Whitman hailed the country's democracy while demonstrators in their constitutional rights are murdered and maimed.
This regime has actually criminalized legitimate rights of the Kenyan people to demonstrate, to picket, and to assemble.
They insist the ambassador was being used to entrench the culture of dictatorship they claim is being perpetrated by President William Ruto. Martin Opio, K24 TV.